Welcome back everyone to Data Science for Everyone. Today we're going to be looking at pie charts with D3. Let's get started. So first off, let's go on and make a copy of our template folder. And I'm going to call this D3 pie. And let's go on and open up those files. So let's see what we have here. D3 project, and I named it D3 pie. Probably should have just named it pie, but that's okay. And I'll open up all three of these. So first things first is let's just kind of go on and go to our JavaScript file here. I'm going to go on and start up the server too. And what we're going to do is just make a very quick kind of pie chart data frame so that we can kind of look and see what all is inside. So let's close you down. Let me open this bad boy up. And oh, that's our old one. And so we want a D3 pie, I believe. There's going to be nothing in here right now. That's fine. And so let's go on and, you know what, let me go on and open up the inspector tool and the console, because we'll be looking at that here in a second. So let's go on and add in some data. So var data in here, and let's do 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 8, 610, that's fine. Do something like var pie is equal to d3 dot pie. And then we'll do something like console log in here our pie data, just to see what it looks like. And so here we actually see we have this nice JavaScript object, okay, and inside of there we have the data itself. We have in this end angle, an index, a pad angle, a start angle, a value, and again we also have some prototyping stuff that we don't really need. Okay, so again, this is just kind of showing us what type of data that we have involved inside of a pie chart. Now, what we'll be wanting to do also is be talking about this is what actually is this. So what is this data that's actually happening here? Now, it's going to actually calculated up very specific fields for the pie chart, okay, for its starting angle and its ending angles. Those are what it's actually calculated up for us. So another thing that we may want to do, so let's say that we keep this data in here, and let's go on and actually create up a bit of an example. So let's see here. What do we want in here? Let's go on and put in an SVG. An SVG in here, and let's give it a width is equal to 600. No, that's going to be a little big for what we want right now. Let's do half that with a height of 200. And let's go on and give us some, let me change this to 8. So that's kind of doubling in size. The other one will, otherwise it'll be a little small. Let's do var. We're going to create up some SVG. SVG, thank you. D3.select. Here we want our SVG. So we have a hold of it. Let's go on and also create up in here width variable, which is going to be our SVG dot attribute of width, and we're actually just grabbing the data itself, so we're just going to grab the attribute. Let's do the same thing with the height. Okay, we also want to grab in, and let's actually calculate up the radius of our circle. So radius in here would be something like math.min value width height divided by 2. 2. Then let's also grab in and create our G element. okay, and do something like svg g dot append g, and you know, I want to do this in with a var so that I can actually make that one stand out a little bit. These others are relative constants. So we want to transform here, and we want to again translate in here. And what do we want in here? Let's add in the width divided by 2. Let's put a closing parenthesis on that. And another thing that we want is we need to create up an ordinal scale. So an ordinal scale in itself, so if I do something like d3.scale scale ordinal, okay, what we're actually going to be going through in here, and again, we've talked about scales a little bit in previous videos, but this is going to construct a new ordinal scale with some empty domain and a specified range. And so in an ordinal scale, again, it's the utmost importance that we're not going to have any big difference. Okay, order is key. Okay, and so let me grab up a color scale, and so we will want a list here, and let me grab some colors real quick. Okay, I grabbed a couple colors, and I'm gonna also, let's extend this. I want to have maybe a couple more colors in here, and so let's say something like 14 and 20. So let's go and grab, I'm just gonna copy and paste these in to save myself some time, but we want some red. Okay, we want orange. Let's do some yellow. Whoops. Had a little bit of extra in there. And then let's do, we want green. Blue. In here. And then purple. Okay, so now we have 6 colors in there. We also have, we've put this into an ordinal scale, so definitely what this will do is that one will be the largest, and then they'll kind of go down from there ordinal wise. So let's give this a variable for color. Color. And then let's also go on and create up a pi in here, and we'll do d3.pi. And then the next thing that we want to do is we need to be able to generate arcs, okay? And you guys are probably having a hard time seeing that, so let me zoom out a little bit, and that one got a little long, didn't it? All right, you guys should be able to see at least that, and hopefully that's not too small. I'll zoom in here in a minute. So let's do var arc in here, and we'll do d3.arc, and we want to do the inner radius, okay, of 0. We want the outer radius here of radius. Okay, so for example, this inner radius, later on we can kind of play with it, and we can maybe make a donut chart, and we'll do that probably in a later video, as well as maybe adding in some interactivity and stuff as well for a later video. So we have the arc itself. Now we want to actually create up arcs. So we have our g value.select all in here, and we want arc. Then data pi data, remember, because we need those angles. Okay, dot enter, dot append, G, dot attribute here, we want the class to be arc. And now I think I could probably zoom in for you guys a little bit more. There we go. So the next up, what we want after we've created up our arcs is to actually append everything. So arcs dot append a path. Here dot attribute, we want to fill it with, again, function di, and we want to grab in each of the colors. So we're going to return the color I, and then that is going to be with the attribute in here d of arc. So let's go on and run over here and check and see if everything is going to work out. No, let me double check real quick if I have everything running. Okay, so let's go on and double check where, so again, we notice here that nothing's popping up. If we run around and we look and see, again, I misspelled radius. And again, you know what, let me just, again, just show you guys how we can actually find that out. If I go through here and I inspect the element, and again, I look at my error here, again, this outer radius is not a function in d3.arc. Again, I can just find that right there. So let me run over, and again, we change this radius. Let's go on back over and run it. Oh, and again, something is cut off. So let's go back over and see where we may have missed this. So again, I kind of know what's going on here since this is messed up. Let's go back up, and I'm going to have to zoom out a little bit. And that actually comes from here, this attribute. We need to have in here a plus, and we need to add a comma with a height divided by 2 plus a comma. So if we go back and rerun this, now we actually have our nice pie chart out here with all of our color schemes. And we can see that if, let's say that I right-click and I right-click up here and I'll inspect an element. And notice that I can highlight over each of these pieces. Let me find a better one. Okay, let me just pull it down just a little bit. And you can see where each of these arcs actually are. They're technically a square piece in there, but we have each of those sections, okay, where it's drawing out the arc from that square. Okay, and again, that's why we need those outer arcs and the inner arcs as well, so that we can actually create those pieces of the pie chart. All right, if you guys like this, please comment, subscribe, and hit that like button, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.